Hello, good evening. John Dixon with you for 30 minutes of live local sports news and features exclusive to South West London. And finally, grapple fans. No, it's not wrestling, it's caving. Croydon Caving Club will be here turning the studio into base camp. Find out where the caves are in Croydon, apart from our studio on the bus stop just outside. Now, I can't tell you how many times someone's told me to get back into my cave. Well, that's what I've done tonight with the Croydon Cavers who are in the studio. We've got Nick, Richard and... Linda, there you go, I knew I'd forget one. Nick, what is caving?
Caving's exploring the underground environment, which would be caves that formed millions of years ago by the action of water. We also do some exploration of underground mines. We look at potholes, which are basically caves with more vertical sections to them. Okay,
Richard, I have to say, there's not many caves in Croydon, are there?
There's lots of mines.
Lots of, you go down old mines?
Yeah, there's actually, if you head down towards M25 more, down Surrey way, there's lots of old mines down there, in the mines down there, so there's Wealden Club along down there, and they're actually quite interesting. You can find the old equipment down there, sometimes the railways, even find the old counting on the walls when they used to work the wages out.
The odd dead miner? No?
Not yet.
No. Now, I'd like to know, Linda, how did you get interested in the sport? Because it seems like, and now I'm going to be sexist here, it seems, sorry, you see, you knew it was coming. It seems like a bit of a sort of a tough, manly kind of sport.
Well, I'm an engineer, so when I was taking my classes, I got kidnapped by a couple of the guys, and they took me caving.
Really? And it's just something that you love immediately?
Yeah, it's something completely unique from anything that you'll ever see anywhere else.
Well, why is it unique?
Because you see the formations underground, and you see rivers and places that no one else has seen. We even saw a blind crayfish in a cave in Indiana.
See, you people obviously don't watch Doctor Who, because that's where the monsters live, right? Caves underground, live there, death, horrible, don't go there. I did go caving once as a kid. I went on an adventure holiday, and it was great. It was a big cave. We were all marvellous, lovely cave, lovely cave, lovely cave. And then it got smaller and smaller and smaller until we were literally sideways crawling inside a crevice. Nick, what is the appeal of that?
Well, it's probably not a sport for the claustrophobic, but on the other hand, it's very, very challenging, and you do get to exercise literally your whole body as you go through a cave. It's very
Well, we're going to have a look at some
demanding.
photos. Some photos are going to come up on the screen there. I mean, now that looks... Is that you?
No, it's a friend of mine.
There we go. Now you see, that's a Doctor Who cave as far as I'm concerned.
That's what we call a
That is
Doctor
an
Who cave.
absolute fantastic. Where's that? Tell us where that is.
That's Long Churns up in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
That's actually a classic beginner's trip, that one. If you did your trip up there, that's possibly where you went.
A classic beginner's trip. Does it get smaller and smaller, or is it just big?
It does get significantly smaller, yeah. There's a pet section called the cheese press, and that's body-sized tube. Just push yourself
Let's
through.
have a look at a body-sized tube. It's coming up on the screen.
That's the one.
That is foul. What could you possibly want to do that for?
It's fun.
It looks like that Indiana Jones movie when the walls are coming in on you.
It is similar to that, but that's part of the enjoyment, is getting through difficult sections. You actually don't get stuck.
All of you, none of you have got stuck.
None of us have got stuck.
Not for more than half a minute.
A half a minute, you see, but that half a minute, what is that like? That's going to be terrifying.
No, because the people around you, you work completely as a team. You depend on each other, and they just say, just calm down and get through. And
see, I went with my uncle, and he was claustrophobic, but of course he was the teacher. It was a school trip, so he had to show off. He was terrified. It was remarkably funny. We got into small spaces like that. Well, I've got to ask a question, because you're squeezing through places like that. You're underground. You're in a different terrain. So, Richard, is it dangerous?
Yes, to a degree. It depends.
There you go. You see, what are you people doing? It's dangerous. No, go on.
Anything's got a risk attached to it, and caving has obviously as well. But by using the correct gear, learning with people who know what they're doing, looking after the weather, obviously, as you've seen situations with that, it's safe. If you just take account of everything like that, make sure you've got the right gear. And
you mentioned the weather. If it's been chucking it down, does that mean sometimes the water level is in there?
You won't go near most of the caves.
Because they're full of water, are they?
Yeah, they'll flood. There's guidebooks published on most areas, and they give you flooding risks. You also ask the locals. Usually in most caving areas there's locals.
What happens if it starts raining when you're down there? Does water start to trickle down and panic set in?
It usually takes quite a long time for water to reach the level of most caves. And you will start to get some degree of warning if there is water on the surface.
So I'm immediately just going for the most dramatic scenario. Water gushing in, everyone climbing up.
Which wouldn't happen immediately. that will arise, but you'd have to be fairly silly to be down there to start with.
You wouldn't go on a trip which, if there's a big black
Yeah.
cloud, sort of a half a day away, obviously raining somewhere else, you would not go down
Yeah.
a
So,
wet
so now obviously you don't cave in Croydon. Where do you cave?
South,
Mainly South Wales.
Well, I think we've got a picture of the house that you're staying in South Wales. Whereabouts in South Wales?
it's the Brecon Beacons National Park.
Oh, there we go.
So
That's
it's,
nice.
Yeah. Beautiful
I shall be off on a
scenery.
stag night there next weekend, so that'll be lovely.
You'll
I'll maybe
enjoy
go
it.
and visit the house. Do you know? So I want to know: is it cold down there? I mean, look, we're surrounded by. You've made a lovely mess in our studio, so I'm very pleased about. There's absolutely loads of equipment on. Look at that. Who's going to clear that up? It's disgusting. But does all this equipment? It's very, very warm clothes as well.
Yeah.
Does all this
Yes.
equipment help? What do you need this equipment for?
What you do is you wear the fleece next to your skin to keep you warm, and you wear the oversuit to protect your fleece, basically.
Oh right,
And
there's an oversuit there. Look at
Yeah,
that.
there you
That's
go.
like an old
It's well
diving
worn
suit.
too.
It's partially
It's
waterproof,
seen the wars, this one has.
although you still get wet.
That is incredible. Now, if they join the Croydon Cavers, if people join it, is there gear provided, or do you have to spend to buy it?
We'll normally lend people bits of gear while they're getting themselves set up as cavers. Normally it will be other people's old gear, that sort of thing. Obviously, as you get more into caving, you want to buy kit of your own, and
Okay.
you'll gradually
Well,
start
Richard, I
buying
want to
gear.
ask you. This, I understand, is a hat. What is this? Is this just the power pack to light the light? Or
Yeah,
whether it's-
that is your light source. I don't know if a lot of people are probably familiar with this Petzl torch here. They're not very bright, the problem. Underground, you need the nice source of light. That's next miner's lamp. They've got 12 hours behind them.
And that is incredibly heavy. I've just got to tell you, that is very, very heavy to carry around with you underground.
Once on your waist, you do start to forget about it a bit, honestly. It's something you get used to.
Okay, now I want you to tell me what this is. It looks like, is it a ladder?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes. It's
Do you use that sometimes horizontally to pull yourself through the crevices?
No, you wouldn't want to do that. It's for ladders are good for anything from 10 to 30 feet. After that, your arms start to get tired, and use a rope instead. But that one's about a 30-foot ladder. It's not that heavy, so you can carry it around with you. And yeah, you just climb up. You get your lifeline, so you can't fall off, and you just climb.
Okay, well this sounds fantastic. If anybody wanted to get involved, become a Croydon caver, how would they do that?
Contact us via the website, it's one place.
What's the website? Let's have the website.
That's right. www.croydoncavingclub.org.uk.
CroydonCavingClub.org.uk, and we've got a number coming up on the screen.
Yeah.
Which is our number. It's 0800 953 1717, 0800 953 1717. And is there a place you meet?
Yeah, we meet in the Swan and Sugarloaf down in South Croydon, isn't it? Every Wednesday night, about 9:30 to 11:30. And there's normally a couple of us. There's normally a few of us down there, and if you have a word with the people behind the bar, they'll probably show you over to the table. That's probably the best way to get hold of us.
Why? What is the thing about caving? Why do you do it?
It's the environment. It's just completely different to anything you'll ever encounter anywhere else. Also, the opportunity. It's the opportunity to encounter something completely different. It's the exercise. There's a degree of adventure
Travel
involved.
as well. We've been to
Travel.
Russia, Slovenia, France, America,
Brilliant.
Ireland.
And the people in it are a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Because you get
great
very
people.
adventurous, interesting people.
Okay, guys, thank you very much indeed for joining us. We're going to go to break now, and then we're going to clear this up. It's going to take us forever. And once we've cleaned the studio, we'll be back talking to Newton Booth about fitness Jamaican style and looking at some schools cricket. See you after the break.